All right, let's get into it. It is the Italian League, and it's Perugia versus Lube again. Let me turn my brightness up a bit because I'm blind. And yeah, it's another great game. It's a five-setter. Lube takes this one. It was on April 16th. You guys know the rosters, but I'll let them hang up here for a bit. Gianelli, Herrera, Lucer, Bentara, Ishikawa, Semeniuk, Plotnitsky. Ballers. Looks like Plotnitsky and Semeniuk played again. It's crazy that they're sitting Ishikawa for most of the time, but whatever. We got Lepke, we got Chinyese, we got Boninfante running the offense, we got Nikolov, we got Lagumgia, and we got Botolo. Should be a good time. Let's get into it. Bentara's starting us off with a little tape ace here. And that is brutal. That's barely even over halfway of the net, but hey, stuff happens. Tape aces are the worst part of the game, and that's almost two tape aces in a row. Pretty much two tape aces in a row. Let's see if he can get clear over the net this time. He goes in the net. Fair enough. Didn't make an adjustment. We got the middle. I think this is okay. Garguilo. Yeah, serve with a float serve out. You know, floats are an interesting thing because you want to give it a little bit of speed, or else it's just a lollipop, or else like it's just a free ball, you know. But it's so, you know, like with a topspin, that ball's gonna drop because of the spin. But the float, it floats. It just keeps going, you know. Real tough. Plotnitsky brings this puppy down right into the arms of Boninfante there. All right, Scott. Yeah, I see you. I know, dog. I got my sister's dog right here. She is, golden retrievers, if you guys know golden retrievers, they love attention. So, yeah, we got two golden retrievers in the house right now. And I really like the placing of this block. And look at Plotnitsky here. He's here, sees where the ball's going to be. There's some space in between these two guys as that set is going up, as that ball's in the air. It's a high ball, so you have time. And then Plotnitsky closes to Lucer there. You know, some people say the middle should always close that block to that triple, but if that outside is in the wrong spot and then you go and try and close that block, first of all, you're blocking him from getting to the right spot, but also you're just putting all of the block in the wrong place. So I would rather you get yourself to the right spot, you know, and then hopefully that outside has the IQ, the awareness, the whatever it may be that tells him to get to the right spot there and bring his block inside towards you and close it. You know what I mean? Obviously, that's not ideal, but it will happen. Good lift by Gianelli there. I love this. Love this a lot. There's not many options. It is very crowded over here, so it might be weird for Lagumgia. Throws it in the middle of the court for is it Nikolov or Botolo? I think it's Botolo. And he missed the hands, sadly, but I like it. You know, that's just audible volleyball. You know, like, hey, something changed, boom. And, you know, Bentara gets caught here. Bro, this ball is going to be high. Okay, so it's in his hands. He bites on it. He's thinking, okay, it's definitely going over here. He looks balanced right here, but in his mind, he's just like, ready to go. But you need to stay balanced and ready to go wherever, because if not, then you stop this block inside and give him an easy kill pretty much. You know, like, especially, okay, the lower level that you're at, the harder for that setter to, you know, throw it wherever he wants. But, like, if you get to college or pro even, people are going to be throwing that ball wherever. You know, those options are going to be available, you know. And, like, in Denmark, not many people really wanted to throw it around a lot. But then when I came home and started practicing with my old college team a little bit, you know, it was interesting because some of the guys, when they were out of system, they would try and deceive. They would try and fake you out as much as they possibly can. And, like, if you're not balanced, if you're not disciplined enough to just stay balanced and wait, because that ball's going to be high. You have enough time. You just have to stay balanced and then wait and see where it is, you know. But love that he leaves this ball inside. Like, honestly, he's aiming for probably right here. He's aiming for right here, and it still even goes a little bit further inside. But, like, I love that set. Leave it inside, let him get a little bit of angle on it, take a good swing. Lube not starting too hot with their setter connection here. Missing some swings. I don't think the setter is missing the windows. I think the hitters are probably just missing some spots, I think. But now it's 10-10. Like right here, those two balls were exactly what I'm talking about. Dime, kind of. Love this. I love him following. Oh, shoot. I learned something recently about what some pros call this area when it gets pushed back. But I can't remember. I'll have to think about it for next time. Great press here. Gets himself up. And, like, this is a really good triple block, okay? Okay, it's obviously super out of system. Setter's going and getting it. It could go to Lagumgia here. He could flip it over there. But Plotnitsky waits. Shuffle. Swing block. Okay, now you watch everyone else here, okay? Everyone's neutral. They're bunched. They're pretty close to each other. But then all three of them make a swing block move. That block is pretty closed. Like, that's a pretty dang good block. I'm okay with that. Leaving a little bit there, leaving a little bit there is fine sometimes. Obviously, you want to close it a little bit more if possible. But then at the point where it's contacting, there's no more space there because of their press. So, love that, man. And, like, especially if you're playing against a dude who's going to be physical out of system like Nikolov is, you don't want to be making a standing block move or else you're going to get OT'd by that kid, you know? Like, you're going to have to learn how to make a fluid, all-together, synchronized triple block move where you guys are all swing blocking, you know? And if you don't, then you might get OT'd by some real physical dudes. Especially if you're a team who is not physical, you need that extra few inches. If you're a team, let's say like Trentino, where you got Micheletto, you got some huge middles, you have Raklicki on the right side, some huge dudes, maybe you'll be fine with standing block, but I just think you might as well max out every time you do something. I love this, man. It's in front of him. Go get it. Really great dig by Gianelli there. I want to see that one more time. Look at how balanced he is. He just waits and goes. Waits and goes. It's fast. Ooh, hello, Planitsky. That's scary. That is terrifying. That is terrifying completely. Whew. Yeah, all right. Let's see. Out of system, way out of system here. Putting that free ball over. And first of all, he's putting it high so his team has time, but also so that they can't hit that free ball. Ooh, sneaks that through there. Wow. Real close. Sometimes you make a real good move and it just won't work out, you know? Good stuff. I'll see that one more time. Pop. Love that. 17-16, this first set is back and forth. A little bit messy, if I'm being honest, you know, some weird plays like this, you know, it's just, but I think it's spurring from a lot of physicality from both sides. I mean, this is really good serve. It's not usually one that would drop. And one thing that I don't like about this whole thing where they go in row one, Plotnitsky hits on the outside, Bentara has to run all the way around. They can't pass four in this way. You know, and I mean, also Plotnitsky's a lefty and Bentara is a righty. So why not just do a normal row one? But who knows? I mean, Gianelli has to run from that spot anyways, so it's just, yeah, it just doesn't make sense to me. But Who knows, man? Who stinking knows? Beautiful swing. Barely out. It's a fine miss. It's a fine miss. You got to be okay with that one. Ishikawa's back in the game here. Okay. Lepke throws it up high to the right side of bottle. Let's see, middle has to step in. Ishikawa out of system. Gets blocked. Yeah, I mean, Ishikawa's a beast, but he just got blocked there. Whoa, hello, that's fast. He is, on center contact, that's a fast tempo, man. Real fast tempo. Which, again, I'm surprised by, but it's in system. Your in system should be different from your semi-in system and stuff, but it's all coaching preference and player preference when it comes to what tempo you want to run. Like everything that you do, speeding it up or slowing it down, it has its costs, it has its benefits. So you just got to kind of weigh those. It really can be super specific to who's out on the court. But dang, I like that choice there. Again, look at how much he's out there. He sees this setter kind of lean back. He gets his weight this way so that he's jumping into the court again, and then as he's jumping into the court, he's facing sharp cross, but then it's smooth. It's normal for him to just crack it across his body. It's normal. It's fluent. It's fine. It's not uncomfortable. But if it was reversed, then he was trying to swing line, it would be, like cracking that shoulder straight down, and it's just not a smooth motion. But Nitsky's very physical, man. I don't even know, is he like, 6'3"? So physical. He just jumps high, hits hard. It's a beautiful thing. Yeah, he's just bouncy, and he's a lefty, and he's got a beautiful arm swing. Here we go. Yeah, give him it one more time. Why not? Especially if he's getting like free balls and stuff, give it to him again. Oh, come on, Gianelli. Give it to him one more time. Oh, come on. Damn, man. I really wanted him to give it to Plotnitsky again. Let him cook. I don't care how gassed out I am on that last one. I'm getting that kill. I'm swinging as hard as I possibly can, and I'm getting that kill. After getting, what was it, 4 sets in that little rally there? Give me that 5th, especially if I get a free ball back. Come on. And again, same thing. Even though he's transitioning from in the court here, he still gets his foot back here outside of his body. Like, look, his foot is here, his body's over here, so that he can bounce back into the court. And then when he jumps, he also jumps forward a bit too. But dang, like it's just gonna add a ton to your swing, like to your range as well. I like this. I mean, with Pentara running such a fast offense, I think this is a really good move by Lepke because he's ready to jump, but then he just jumps back in. He might not get too high, but still, I think it's a pretty decent move there. Pretty decent choice and everything. But then he just gets hammered. He gets blocked. He goes sharp cross. It probably would be a pretty sweet swing, but that blocker was just there. Yeah, and I mean, you got to be okay with swinging that seam sometimes. But he did the right thing. It didn't work out. You can't be mad at it. You got to just keep playing. You got to keep making the choice that seems best to you. Love this, by the way. Good swing. He even though he has 2 blockers up, it's still a good swing. And obviously he could set somebody. This would be a 1-on-1. This would be a 0-on-1. But he gets the kill, so who cares? Bang. Popped it. Semeniuk. Oh, no, he's going to the middle. Okay. Back row right side. That's a tough tip there. That's a tough set. It really is. If Semeniuk jumps with you, then, whatever. It definitely made him change the way that he was blocking there, but yeah, I don't know. cut on that is really nice. And yeah, I mean, Bentara, he's able to swing downward on his serve. Plotnitsky's able to pretty well. But if you're not as physical as these guys, which most people aren't, you got to learn how to just crack it at the top of the tape and let that spin bring it back down. Your serve might have to be very different depending on where your contact point is. But like, I know a kid who super physical right side, jumps super high. He probably touches almost 12 feet now. And but his serve, it's so loopy. And sometimes it's good, sometimes it's just like so weird that it scores on you and gets you. But if he learned how to swing downward like, let's say, Bentara does, that serve would be absolutely nasty. He'd be one of the best servers in the NCAA probably. But maybe I'll talk to him about that after his season ends. Dimes over the top. Good choice by Semeniuk, though. I like that. And, one thing that I was thinking about, too, was, like, setter decisions. If that middle is no longer an option, don't set the pipe. If the middle is no longer an option, then don't set the pipe, because part of what helps with the pipe is that. But, like, if you have a really good hitter running up the pipe, then I guess it's fine, Yeah. I mean, mix up your choices. But, like, I don't know, if you either feel weird about the middle, and if you feel weird about the middle, if you're the setter, and you feel weird in that situation, like, I don't think I could hit the middle here, that blocker's probably thinking the same thing. So, like, you can kind of understand that if you think that that dude's not an option, then the blocker's probably thinking the same thing, and then play off of that. Beautiful. I like this. Semeniuk, once he sees that somebody's getting it, look at how he gets into this stance where he's about to hit. And he still goes up and swings really hard. Look at how he pulls his shoulder here. He goes up like that. Boom, that gets these two guys to bite. And then he brings his hands down there. And he sets it on the way down, which I really like. And the tempo isn't super fast. It's not super high. Ka-chow. Really nice by Semeniuk there. Really, really good choice. Really good ball. See Buffalo. Good choice. Nice swing. Orduna's setting for them right now. Gosh, and yeah, Logum G, you can throw him forward really well. You just got a good arm swing. Nope. Spinner by Plotnitsky. It's a tough one. Like that ball, go back to it real quick here. That ball is traveling away from him. He has to be so much faster than the ball to get around that angle. It's a really tough pass. It's a really tough pass. That seam is really tough for him to take. And I mean, Plotnitsky has a really, really good serve. Like at the Italian league level. Like even compared to the rest of the Italian league, he is one of the best servers, if not the best server. Statistically, at least. And I would love to see how much harder it would be for guys to handle it if he was serving from the one and ripping it that way. Because, like, sometimes it has a ton of cut on it. Sometimes it doesn't, so it would be cool to see him. Like, this is what I'm talking about. Let's go back to this one. He contacts that ball really high. It's in front of him. Look at how high off the ground he is. And that ball's traveling downward the entire time. And it just cracks through the seam. Doesn't cut to anybody. Boom. So. See, Semeniuk does great choice there. Gotta love it. And this is why you want to be as physical as you can be, because if you're walking into it, and you just might not be this much higher. Like he just needs to be a few inches higher there, and he doesn't get OT'd. Lepke goes towards the deep corner here. A little bit late on the split step, maybe. doesn't get around the ball, doesn't bring it back to the middle of the court. And, you know, you can't really always be perfect when you're playing defense. Like, you have to kind of aim for just decent digs, just balls that are alive still, because at least that's how my mind works right now, because I'm not the best defender. But if you're like me and you're not really the best at defense, you can't be going for perfect defense, perfect dig, or else you're going to be going for it and then you're going to miss it some way and like it's not going to be up. So you just have to keep the ball alive somehow. Aim to get it towards the net, you know, or towards the middle of the court somehow. But, yeah. Yeah, I really got to work on my defense, man. It stinks. But I will figure it out. Not going to be a problem in a few months. I'll be just fine. That's a tough one. You get this one right here. Take a good approach. Take a pretty high swing. It's deep into that court there, or sharp into that court. If that lands on the line, dang, you know. But that was a pretty good swing there. He swings high, swings hard, disciplined, and swings deep. What happens, you know. So missed serves, man. I feel like that's the worst part about the men's game. It really is. And he's trying to reuse here. He's trying to recycle. Gianelli's playing that game. That's why I would always. Hindsight's 20/20. You know, I'm not gonna say it, but yeah, be aggressive. Be as aggressive as you can. Then play off of that. You know, play off your aggression. Yeah. I love this. That's why you don't want to be jumping for joy here. And just a reminder, I would say that it is fully this outside's responsibility to take care of the setter dump. So middle, please don't jump on the middle. The setter. It's just me. I don't know. See a ball, that one's gone. Oh my. Bang, Gianelli into the seam. And yeah, Gianelli's serving from the 6. That ball's going straight into that seam there. Cutting back to the little barrel a little bit. Interesting. Just want to see this middle swing real quick. Maybe that ball's a bit low and he tries to go around it, but I feel like if he just swings deep into the court there, he's perfectly fine. Because swinging deep into the court doesn't only get you kills, but like if that blocker makes a really good move into whatever you're swinging at, it's just a soft block instead of getting kill blocked or an error, you know? So there's many reasons why you should just swing deep every time. Gianelli. Outside. And yeah, Gianelli's got long legs. So he is just able to jog over there almost and get his feet there really well. Yeah, I thought he was front row for a second. Yeah, that's tough. Off the hands, just tries to pop it up. That'll happen. But I like that Lepke's fully prepared, fully ready, no matter what. Even when that play is on the other side of the other half of the court as you, and oh yeah, I'm just disconnected. You don't just fall asleep. You pay attention. You watch, because that ball can just find a way to find you. You know, it could just bounce off of somebody's shoulder. It could bounce off of some kid's head and go right in front of you. But if you're not ready, then that kid's head scores. You know, that's just stupid. Stay tuned in. Reset after every play. Be focused as possible during the play. Take a breath in between each play so that you can be as focused as possible every time. Bottle a little two-hand tipper. Yeah, I mean, Plotnicki's a lefty here, and he's still able to get his feet there and jump towards that ball. And then take a good rip deep into the court, enough to where it just goes off their hands and they can't do anything about it. Very nice. Like him, Gio. Ooh, that might be OT. That was out. Okay. Lucky dime. I wanted to see. Like right here, when that ball is just perfect. High, run the middle of the court there. Because look at where these guys are going. Both these pins are leaving. He's trying to figure out what to do because he's got two guys right in front of him and then a guy on the right, guy on the left. He's kind of screwed out of luck for a little second. Like it's really tough. Like if you set the middle, he's late. If you set the pipe, he might go over here or he might not make a big move anyways. Like just when that ball's perfect, challenge the middle. Make him make a decision. And if he makes a good decision, okay, good enough, cool. But again, like do what's right and then figure out the rest later. I think you just missed the hands there. Good pull. Good pull by Gianelli. I'm not a fan of the pull that much. But man, when it works, it works. I can't argue with that. Oh, wow. Yeah, you want to seal the line on double blocks and stuff. And again, Bentara got caught again on this where he's thinking, he looks neutral, but it's a mindset thing, okay? If he's doing what he's supposed to with his body, but in his mind he's cheating, then he's going to cheat like this. And then he's going to get caught, and then he's not going to close the line, and then lefty's going to be able to bounce the line, okay? It matters. Like, I would rather somebody be looking the wrong way, but be mentally prepared than the other way around. Because if you're mentally prepared, you'll find a way to get your body to where it needs to be. But if you're not, then you're not going to do it. Yeah, because it's like, because if I'm asking you to take the next step correctly, but then you're thinking about taking the wrong step. When I tell you to move, you're going to take the wrong step, but if it's the other way, you're going to take the right step. Even if you're sitting down, when I tell you to move forward, you're going to get up and move forward. I don't know. It's a weird one, but it makes sense to me. Again, same thing. He's outside the court, brings himself into it, because then if that ball is right on top of him, he can just jump straight forward. But then if he sees that ball is dying inside, he jumps forward into it. Boom. Blasts it across. Really nice. Who's their coach? I like their coach, man. This guy over here. I don't know what he does, but I like him. I don't know who he is, but I like the things that he's doing with this team. I like the fundamental stuff that he's doing with this team because, like, leaving that ball inside on certain scenarios, letting that hitter just go up and swing cross. Beautiful. These guys are good servers. They're putting off. That's another ace right there. Their blocking scheme seems pretty logical. Pretty much makes sense to me. Ooh, Gianelli. Love this by Plotnitsky. Takes a swing, gets covered. It would be hard to score right there. Sets Gianelli. Boom. And I like that Gianelli's ready. Gianelli's actually like nipping at. His mouth is watering when he sees Plotnitsky go with his hands. And I like them setting Gianelli out of system. I think it's sweet. Let's see, what was the problem here? Maybe an early connect? Maybe an early connect. Maybe he just didn't get his arms to the right angle, whatever. But kind of a similar pass there. Skips off there less, but still. Again, they're just blasting that deep corner, and it's working out pretty well. Whatever. I got to bring that Dalgo out pretty soon. But I'll do it after I watch this game. She should be okay. I'm coming, Scotty. Don't worry. I'll figure it out. And also, like, when you're bringing yourself into it and you're leaving that ball inside, when that ball does travel further, you can just take it cross. Like, you jumping this way, as a righty at least, doesn't affect this. Doesn't affect that cross-body swing because, first of all, you can rotate your torso, bring it through. Plotnitsky, he set last time. he goes for it this time. Great decision. But again, like, you can rotate your torso. You can go just full arm swing, cross body. You have options up there to swing line. This is a pretty tough swing, I'm not going to lie to you. But I like that. That's a good one. You are a weird dog. Yeah, and I mean, Lube's ripping their serves right now too, and it's really messing with these guys. They're hitting their serves really hard, and then they're making really good block moves. Look at that finish. The timing of that finish is really, really nice. They're up there right as it's about to hit their hands. That's when they start pressing. That's it. That's it right there. And boom, brings it down. Yeah, the timing of that is just perfect. Like, this right here is what I'm talking about, like, serving downward. Obviously, he jumps super far into the court too, but, like, that ball is traveling downward the entire time. That's really hard to pass. Tips it. Just tight. Makes sense. Plotnitsky tries to get in on the action here, sees if he can get a little faker. Boom. Ka-chow? No. Oh, no. And, like, this is why it's important. When that ball is perfect, it needs to be a little bit different, you know? Like, he's jumping from way inside the court and jumping forward, trying to at least. And then when that ball is perfect, he's doing this. And ends up scoring because, hey, that's volleyball. But still, like, that's not ideal. That's not ideal volleyball. Lucky goes for that thumb down serve. Yeah, everyone's ripping their serves. Bentaro, let's look at this one more time. Again, same thing. It's there. It's there. He goes pretty flat. Boom. And he's able to hit it really hard because he's not hitting it upward anymore. He's not giving it time to go out of bounds. Yeah, really nice. And if he hits it hard enough, if you hit it, let's say you hit it right at where the tape, like right above where the tape is. If you hit it really, really hard with topspin, it's not going to start cutting downward for a little while, okay? It's probably going to wait to start going downward until that spin does enough to it, you know? So, got to think of it that way. Got to think of it that way. You really do. But, I mean, if you can swing downward because you're contacting the ball pretty high, that is very, very nice, okay? Baby girl, I know. All right, here we go. 25-25. Third set, about to finish out. Over the top. Plotnitsky. You get the middle, but look at that touch. And this is why. This is why I've said this before, but, like, I think their tempos are just too close. Their tempos are too close, and the spacing's not there because this guy can jump with the middle. He did commit on the middle. He just hangs his arm up there, and he's almost still pretty high. And he just gets a soft touch, and let's see what they do with it. They're out of system. They at least get a swing now. That guy screws up the cover, but still, like, that shouldn't be able to happen. He should be back down on the ground as he's hitting the ball so that guy doesn't have time to jump back up again. You know, like, you don't want that. You don't want that middle blocker up there with him. The whole point of having those routes be close to each other and, like, kind of look like those sets is so that dude jumps at the middle and then there's nobody up. That's the whole point of it. So having that tempo be so similar to where that middle, oh my gosh, he should have done the same thing that he did last time. He should have committed with the middle again because it worked. Anyways, having those tempos be so ridiculously similar defeats that purpose, that point, because then Lube wins it. Lube wins third set. Because then that dude can just hang up there, and it doesn't even matter. He can be just a little bit late on the middle, and he's just a little bit bit early on the pipe, and he's blocking both. And then you're taking care of 50% of the available swings on a perfect pass. which is pretty cool, which is pretty nice. I don't know, man. I don't know. There are reasons that I'm not an Italian coach. There's reasons that I'm not a big money coach yet, But I will be. I'll either be the greatest coach of all time or I'll be the greatest player of all time. I'll be one of them. I'll figure that out. Seems like I'm probably going to be the greatest coach. But we'll see. I'm going to work my butt off and see if maybe I can prove myself wrong. She wants to get out real bad. Almost, kiddo. Almost, pup. A little reverse float there. And, I don't think that Plotnitsky really needs to mix in too much of a float. But if he is going to, he shouldn't be bringing his arm down so much because then it's just not deceptive. But, hey, looks like it still worked out pretty well. Gets him a swing back. So really nice read there. Dang. And it looks like he's just probably watching the arm swing there and not really watching the situation as much. But, yeah, stay high no matter what. Unless you hear them say down, down, down. But obviously he didn't say that. Dang, man. Now I get a free ball for that setter dump. Whew, I'm tired. Goes for it. And they're shutting this down, man. Look at that angle he takes, too. I mean, his momentum's going this way. You might as well take that. Boom. That's a good block. It's very good stuff. Oof. Come on. Baby girl, I know. I don't think that's off the hands. I think you got the hands. I was wrong. Oh my gosh, I was so wrong. All right, Plotnitsky, out of system Ishikawa. Ooh, Ishikawa's way off the hands there. Way out. Way away from the hands. Jeez. That's tough. I like how he's positioning his hands forward and then at the last minute going there. But again, I've said this before. If doing something prohibits you from hitting the window, don't do it. Okay, I would rather you give the hitter a chance to take a swing and have a good block up there than, let's see that, boom, than try to do something to fake out the block and then not even give that hitter a chance to swing. Damn, he bopped that dude. Bopped him up. Interesting. Oh, that's a nice block. He is so up there. And then he just presses right as it's about to hit his arm. Nice, man. Like, let's go back to this, because he has time to go up. Both of them have time to get up there and block. But if you're late, then you just want to press immediately. If you're early like this, you can wait. Where was Gino setting from? Was he setting from the 5 there? That would have been fun. Oh. Yeah, these ones are tough. I would like the blockers to be able to just reach back and get that. Yeah, but who knows? Some people are against that. I like this. I like this transition. Get to kill. Gets right to him. And he's like fronting him at first, but then he just gets lazy and lets him run all over him. All right, spin serve from Bentara. Short ski. Back there, boom. Floater. Boom. Dang, man. It's a nice swing. Drifts away. Gets some space from Chiniese. Wow. Chiniese even tried to take that angle from him, but he just swung too sharp, swung too deep. Dime. This is what happens when you dime the ball. Okay? Boom. Easy money. 4 options against 3. He commits on on this guy, it looks like. One-on-one. Ka-chow. Rips that cross. And look at, again, this is what I'm talking about, okay? He's coming straight forward, jumps up, straight up. If he swings straight forward, he goes right here and blasts Lagrangier right in the face. Or if he turns his torso like that, look at the turn of the torso, okay? Boom. And then also his arm finishes there too. It's nice. It's nice. That's real nice. But look at how he gets on top of that ball still, okay? Look at how he still has full extension of that arm, gets it at his peak, brings it down into that hand, like full hand on that ball, you know? Very nice. This is tough. With like a really fast tempo, it's really hard to hit the ball when you're running in at an angle like that. Hit that ball that just kind of maybe would land a little bit too far. But he might be late here. I think he might just be late. Yeah, looks like he's just late. Still tough, though. I get it. I had to do that this year. But then he just makes a really good decision here. And, you know, like, that hitter has so much more time, so much more vision, because he's looking at the ball here. He sees all of it. It's all in front of him here for the hitter, but he's just looking straight up, and it's, like, way in the corner of his eye, not even barely visible. And he just has that hitter just has such an advantage in that scenario. Bang. I really like how Chinyese jumps from like the 10-foot line here. Gosh, I'm sorry that I yawn so much on here, guys. It's not volleyball, it's boring. I'm just exhausted these days, man. Nope. Sorry, Gianelli runs that 3. You know, honestly, the middles haven't gotten too much action this game, it seems like. Again, Platnitsky just ripping his serve. And he's got that serve down, man. He's got that serve down. It's all one motion. He's so consistent with it. And it's just such a good serve. Everyone, he just pops it high. And that middle becomes an option with that ball being so high. Obviously, he misses. Still pretty saucy. This dog is such a little attention seeker. It's a pretty good ball. I mean, he's running away, he's falling away. And like with a ball like this where you're sprinting the other way, you're just trying to get this guy an opportunity to take a swing at his peak. You're not trying to put up a perfect ball. You're just trying to put it high enough and in front of him enough to where he could take a decent swing. Okay? Your ideas go from perfect to good to hittable, you know? Guy's chasing again, that same dude. He's running back in, run the middle. Yes. Yes, sir. Come on, go for the cool play sometimes, man. Go for the cool play, because why not? Because going for the cool play, you only get those opportunities one time in maybe every game. Maybe one time per season. You know, you never know. Each play is like a snowflake. You never know when it's going to come back, and you know, like you're never going to get. You might not ever even get that opportunity again. So go for that opportunity, because then next time you do that, next time you get that opportunity, you're like, oh, bro, I've been here before. I've done this before. I have everything available to me. I don't know. I'm just a dude. Spinner, look at him. Hold on. He gets the ace. Chill. We're chilling. Boom. Gets another one. Calm, cool, collected. Blasts another serve right in that same scene. Platnitsky gets a kill. It's a tough kill. It's a good kill. Gotta respect it. 24-21. Dime. I mean, I feel like he could have set the middle or the pipe there. Off the hands. I like that tip. Jeez, man, I'm like falling asleep out here. I might need a coffee. Maybe a nap. We'll see. What time is it? 3:09. Yeah, I'm probably gonna make myself a coffee. Bang, good. It's a good block. Again, same thing. Ventara brings himself to the right spot. Middle closes it. Boom, Plotnitsky gets good block. Good adjustment by Plotnitsky there. But then he just swings down. He just swings downward. If he swings deep there, oh shoot. If he swings deep here, then he's hitting Chinyese's hands up here instead of bringing it down the wrist. You know, like it could be such a small difference. It could be such a small difference. But, yeah, I mean, the difference between hitting this part of the hand and hitting this part of the hand is, bro, it's huge. It's crazy. It's a very specific game. I don't know. I don't even know what to say. Good swing. I really like that swing. Because he's facing over there, and he just twists his torso down the line. Blasts it. Really nice. But again, like he's twisting his torso and using his whole body to take this swing. But look at where his arm finishes. That's his arm right there. It finishes straight to where he wants. Okay? Not with, not, or else he's going out of bounds. Okay? Hopefully that makes sense for y'all. Ooh. Chinyese with a little soft drift route. Gets absolutely headed. I don't understand how Perugia loses this. Again, Chinyese gets blocked again, man. I don't get it. I don't get how they lose this. Are they just choking leads these days, man? What's happening? Oof. Real sharp cross. Oh, gosh, man. Yeah, I'm falling asleep. I need a nap or a coffee. Hey, if it hits the net, you keep it alive somehow. You know, it's sometimes it'll bounce off and it's easy money. But unlike fast ones like that, you have very low expectations. It's a really nice swing. A really nice block. And like they run this tempo really fast here. But then he just, once he's over the net, he presses, finishes that block really well. To get blocks, you don't have to be absolutely massive every single time you block. That ball going in there, okay. How do they lose this one, man? I don't get it. I think Plotnitsky might have gotten the antenna there. Yeah, and he just pressed a little bit early there. Yeah. You know, I mean, I don't know. That ball's tight. Reach for that ball. Because even if they swing and you're reaching for the ball, your hands are on that ball. Your hands end up being on that ball, and you're okay with that, you know? Yeah. Switch sides, Gianelli with the nice serve there. Out of system to Nikolov. Woo! Through the hands of Plotnitsky, man. It was a fine block move. It actually really wasn't that bad of a block move, but I like Plotnitsky being an option there, just going up immediately. But I think he was under there. But they're playing it out, so we'll see. Oh. And like with this kind of tempo too, I really like that because once that ball dies inside, it's low. He can't bring that down the line. He just can't. Take that cross, jump inside. Jump inside, take that cross there. It's really nice. Nikolov drifting away. Look at that, man. That's a beautiful swing. kind of awkward. Ball's not perfect. He decides to be athletic and aggressive anyways and takes it really sharp. These guys get caught off guard. Boom, gets him. Looks like Nikolov is probably going to take this game over. He's going to be the difference maker in this fifth set, I think. Yep, ka-chow. Hello. I mean, dude, you can't be mad at this. Even if I'm Nikolov, I'm still getting hyped up about this, about doing that to Gianelli. Especially after that ball just barely travels through. I mean, Gianelli might be hyped about that, but, dude, you just got blasted. Chiniese, good choice to Chiniese there. Quick arm swing, explosive. All right, we got 10-11. Gianelli's going to go to Bentara. Bentara's going to field goal. Bartolo. Yeah. Yeah, with a guy like Bartolo, with a guy like Bentara, I would not go wide on his block, like when you're trying to block him, ever, because he'll swing to the 6 sometimes. His whole thing is like, okay, I can go OT on you. So if you're diving into angles, but then he goes to the 6, he's probably going to score on you still. You know, and I mean, I got caught with that. I was playing against a kid who is a very similar style to Bentara. And, I was trying to reach into angles, and then he would swing to the 6 and it would score on me. Or I would make a perfect block move, and then it would just barely chip off of me or something. You know, like, stuff happens. Hello. Triple block. I don't understand how they lose this. It's 14-13 now. It's a really nice triple. And, like, look at how he's okay with just drifting into that middle blocker there. Drifts into him. That block is closed. He's pressing really well. Boom. It's going to be a block. 14-13, let's see. And Lube is going to win 3 points in a row here. Regular side out. Good set by Bonifante. It's tight. Boom. Right there. Malcolm Gia. Float serve. Imperfect pass. Plotnitsky gets blocked. Yeah, if that ball's off the net, I like them diving into Plotnitsky's cross there. Really good choice. Yeah, I mean, when Plotnitsky's off the net there, you don't see him going down that line that much. They're going to win this point right now, too. I want to see that dig one more time. Look how relaxed he is. Boom. Just into it. Just pops it up. Keeps the ball alive. And then they win off of this. Plotnitsky. Plotnitsky tips it into the block. Goes through the recycle. And it just lands right under the net. Gianelli can't keep it alive. Dang. Nikolov's hyped. What a game. Thanks for watching, guys.